Yeah, hi all, good morning, good evening. Am I audible?
Yes. Hi.
Okay, so we are expecting for a few more participants, so we're going to start soon in 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so we are all running out of time, so we'll start. Okay, so my name is Amir. I'm having around 15 years of experience, and I worked on multiple technologies related to some of the open source tools, few licensing tool like Tosca, QTP, and from open source tools, I worked on Protractor, Puppeteer, Cypress, and many more. Okay, so I'm having around 10 plus year of experience and in education, so I'm delivering around more than 100 plus batches in industry with the standards industry standard and which includes corporate training and as well. So today we're going to have a demo on Tosca automation tool. Okay. So before this demo, I have few questions. So I will going to ask you and then we'll start with the demo. Okay. So this will be an interactive session. So I hope you will going to uh, answer my questions. Okay. So why we need automation? Why there is a requirement of automation? Anyone can tell me? Is my screen visible?
Oh, no. No.
Okay, let me reshare it again. Is it visible now?
Yeah, now it's visible. Yeah.
Okay. So why there is a requirement of automation? Anyone can tell me? We can have multiple people and they can even we are having a manual testing, then we can do those tasks. Why there is a need of automation?
Because of the accuracy, consistency, and cost reduction,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
also speed and efficiency.
Uh, Whenever you want to do any repetitive task, then it's a better approach to do automation.
Okay. Okay. So if you are having a recurring task, you want to perform a regression testing, then you can opt for automation. Okay. Apart from that, anything else? Anyone?
Time savings can generate the automation at a different process at a same time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it will going to save your time as well. So once you automate your script, it will going to execute multiple times and it will going to cost effective for you. Okay. Anything else? Anyone?
Accurate results.
Yeah, so
And
accuracy will be there. So if you are executing multiple times, the same result will be you are you will going to expect the same result. If there will be any deviation, then that will be a bug. Okay. Anything else? Okay, so why we need automation? So automation is required when you want to perform a rigorous task again and again, like you are having a specific build. Okay, now you are 5 to 6 people are working on one of the project and they are doing a manual testing. Okay, so you are getting, consider a scenario for Amazon. Okay, you are having a login page and you have created few script, sorry, you are created some test cases of login page with username correct, username incorrect, password, and all those combination you have created, and you have done the validations, correct? Now they have integrated your login page with the product page. Once you are able to log into your application, then you are navigating to your product page. Over there you have to perform search and all those, and then all those functionalities should work fine. Okay, now earlier you were having around 4 test cases, now it will become 10 test cases. So even that is feasible for the people to perform those activities. Manual will be handled. Again, what they have developed, they have added a wish to cart, or they have added a add to cart, all those functionalities. So if you are selecting this product, then next page will be added in which you will be able to view all your product whatever you have added. So now slowly your application is getting, in an incremental way, your application is getting increased, and your test cases even also that will going to get increased. Earlier it was having 4 test cases, now with all those combination you are having around 25 test cases, correct? And the same way they will going to add integrate the payment part and all those, and now your test case of regression will become around 50 plus. Okay, now your uh, developer is expecting you to do the validation of all those results in half an hour. Okay, now I don't think that 4 to 5 people will be able to complete in half an hour all those functionality, correct? Because it's a huge functionality, and there might be chances in less time you will be able to forget to test few of the functionality, which will lead to a production defect, correct? So that's why we need automation. Automation is used when you have executed certain functionality and now you have to automate those previous functionalities, so that if new functionality will going to come, then old functionality should not get break. That's the use of automation, and in other term we call it as a regression testing, regression automation testing. So if something new functionality will going to come or additional functionality is getting integrated in your application, the old functionality should behave as expected. Okay, and in less than 5 to 10 minutes your script should execute and validate all those functionality, because we don't have that much of time to validate all those things, because those changes needs to be pushed to the higher environment. They won't wait for your whole day to wait that okay, we will going to validate all this functionality. We have divided around 50 test cases each to the individual, and they are going to do the validation. That we don't have that much of time. Okay, or if your automation script can pick all those functionality in the early stages when they will going to put or push those changes in the higher environment. So automatically those automation script will going to get failed in your Jenkins pipeline, and it will not allow you to push those changes to the higher environment because there is an issue with the build. Okay. So why we need automation? Anybody is having any doubt, any questions? Okay. Now my next question is why you want to switch to automation? Anyone? Why there is a requirement for to career switch in automation?
In current market, automation is, we have a demand in automation, and
Okay.
manual testing is getting reduced.
Okay. Yeah, there is a demand of manual testing as well, but there is an add-on if you know the automation, then only you will be able to survive.
Yeah.
So just doing the manual work will not going to work today, because as your application will going to get increase, and they in current market they won't be able to afford those many people like you are having. And if you are working in organization, so you will be able to see that nowadays there is a ramp down. The people are getting reduced. Earlier in application, the QA was 5 to 10 people were there. Now they expect around 2 to 3 people to finish off all those things to take care of the applications. Correct. Okay, anything else? Why you want to switch your career to automation? The main point is salary hike. You will get good hike in automation. The automation people are having a good package. Correct. That is one of the main point. Apart from that, anyone? Okay. So now the people are not, the manual tester are not enough to complete the project. They are expecting you to have the automation knowledge, maybe not today in the project, but in future they are expecting you to automate the previous functionality whatever you have tested manually. Okay. Okay, so the next question is why we are not getting sufficient call for manual testing. Anyone? If you are just updating your resume with the manual testing, you will not going to get the enough call. Correct. Why?
Because they are expecting like we have to do manual testing plus automation testing. So if
Exactly.
we have only manual, we are not getting calls.
Exactly. So if you are not updating your automation skill, you are not upscaling yourself in automation, so you won't be able to get the sufficient call. So now the scenario in which we are having a AI and all those, there is a requirement for you to upskill yourself. If you are just having the manual testing knowledge or domain knowledge will not going to work today. Okay. Okay. How many of you have already tried with a different automation tool like Selenium, Protector, Puppeteer, and there are many more. Rest assured for the API and all those. Anyone of you have tried? You can raise your hand. Are you aware of this tool of open source tools? You have gone through that, correct? Okay. I can see Prabhu has raised his hand. Yeah, Prabhu, can you please share your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I have used UFT VB script Java Selenium.
Okay. So how was your experience in that? So will you be
Uh,
able to design the framework and all those stuff?
yeah, UFT VB script is easy when compared to Java Selenium.
Okay. Okay, and but Java Selenium will be sufficient to automate all those things.
No, Selenium doesn't support web sprints application. It only supports the Angular and the newer version. Any older application, Selenium doesn't support it.
Yeah, and you should be proficient enough to handle the Java as well. Unless
Yes,
and until you don't know Java, you won't be able to automate Selenium. Correct.
correct.
Okay. Okay. How many of you are from non-IT background? Um, you don't know like what is happening right now. How to switch your career to IT. Anyone is from non-IT background and looking for a career switch over here? You can raise your hand. Okay, I can see Jyoti. Okay. Apart from that, okay. So this tool will going to help you to automate the scenario. So you should be aware of the basic manual testing. Okay, whatever you will going to perform it manually, then you have to automate it using this particular tool. And this tool is very what we can say easy to use, very friendly in nature, and all the sections are divided. We will let you know. And Tricentis is claiming you can automate around 130 plus application using this tool. Okay, so you don't have to worry like I have to learn certain languages and all those. There is no any specific requirement to learn this particular tool. Okay. Okay, so these are few advantages. So this is a scriptless automation tool. You don't have to learn any languages like Java, C Sharp, then we have Python and all those. Okay, you don't have to learn any specific language to do the scripting. The second is simple to use. I will going to show you the application. This application is divided into a different section. We have a test case section, we have a test case design section, then we have execution and all those. Okay, so I will have a demo for that. Then less framework writing. So as you have worked on different application like Selenium and all those, we are having a different or multiple frameworks are there. Keyword driven, data driven, then we have a BDD, then page object model and all those. There are multiple. Okay, but Tosca is following only one architecture that is called as module based. So module based framework will be used across all the organization. Okay, so there are not multiple framework, only single framework will be used using this particular tool. Then we have a high real reliability. So once you are able to create your modules, or you will going to scan the page and grab all those components from the page, you can automate n number of applications. Okay, so we'll go to see in details. Okay, these are few basic differences we have in Tosca and Selenium. Okay, so let's see types of applications. So Tosca is a, it will going to support around 130 plus application to automate. Selenium will only support web UI applications. So you will be able to automate only web UI application. Then we have a paid and free licenses. As you already know that Tosca is a licensing tool and Selenium is a free open source tool. Okay, you can download few jars and then you can use any ID. You can automate the scenarios. Then we have automation type. Anybody is having any doubt? Any questions? Okay. Then we have automation type over here. So model based automation. This is a code based. For this one, you don't have to learn any specific languages. For Selenium, you have to learn Java, C Sharp. Then we have Python and all those. In whichever language you are comfortable with, you have to learn those languages, and then only you will be able to automate. API testing is feasible in Tosca. You will be able to automate API as well, but in case of Selenium, that is not allowed. Then we have a test data management. So internal tools are there. You will be able to use that. We have a test case design section, which will going to take care of all the data. You don't have to go out of the tool to access the data. If you have the Excel and all those, your data is in Excel and all those, then you can use the standard modules to fetch those. But all those things will be in the tool itself, and that will be very fast enough to execute your test cases. Okay, and we don't have any specific data support for Selenium, so you have to go with a third party tool like Apache POI. You have to use to get those details from the Excel and all those. Okay, reliability, so you can reuse the same set of data for multiple test cases and all, because in case of Selenium that is not feasible. We can perform exploratory testing, we can perform CI integration, so you can integrate your Jenkins and you can automate your test cases through Jenkins. So we're going to cover that as well. Then you can do the Jira integration and all those in Tosca, and same applies for Selenium as well. There is no specific settings, so you have to use third-party application to do the integration and all those. Support. So you can see over here we are having a support over here for Tricentis Tosca. If you stuck somewhere, you are not able to perform any activities, then you can raise a ticket and they will going to help you out whatever solution they are having. Okay, in case of Selenium we don't have any specific support, but there are multiple forums. You can paste your error or queries over there and you can hit and trial all those to sort your issues. Okay, okay, regarding the certifications, once you are able to complete all the topics whatever we will going to cover, then you have to opt for the certification. So there are multiple certifications. You have to first clear the AS1 certification, that is the very basic one, AS1 and an AS2, and then you have to opt for Taste Data Services 1 and 2. Okay, and then the last one will be AE1 Automation Engineer. These 5 certification you have to complete after the session gets over. Okay, and you will be capable enough to crack all these uh, certification in first attempt if you are following all those practices we are doing, and whatever assignment we are providing it to you, you have to complete those. This will be purely practical session, so there won't be much theory. Whatever theory will be there, we're going to provide you, but this will be purely practical session and you have to do those assignments. Okay, so whatever topics we're going to give you or we will going to cover, the next day we're going to, on the same day we're going to give the assignment, and next day we're going to check you what are the issues, whatever challenges you are facing, we're going to resolve all those and then we're going to proceed with the next topic. Okay, then after covering all this you will be capable enough to opt for the test architect, and there are few more certifications that are freely available. If you want, you can, and all these certifications will be free of cost. There won't be any charges, and this certification will be provided by Tricentis Tosca itself. So we will let you know how to get enrolled to those and start with the certification, but you have to first cover all those topics. Okay, there are SAP, then we have a API, there are many more. So but these 5 basic one are compulsory. Okay, so far anybody is having any doubt, any questions, please let me know.
So do we get the access to a licensed tool like
Okay, regarding the
so
license, yes, so we will let you know how to get enrolled for the license. Okay, 120 days free trial will be provided to you and then you can extend those. We will let you know how to get the license and all those.
okay.
Okay, and whatever is softwares are required, all those will be provided through Google Drive link. We're going to provide you, you can download those and we will help you to install and set up. Okay, yeah, Srinivas, go ahead. Srinivas, you can go ahead. I can see you have raised your hand. You are on mute. Okay, anybody else having any doubt, any questions? Okay. Okay, if you don't have anything, so let's quickly do the comparison of few applications. Okay, so now uh, is it visible to you?
No, it's
Application.
going. No,
Okay,
we are not able to see your screen.
let me reshare it again. Okay, so now web UI. Now for web UI, what we have to do for open source, we have to go with Selenium, or you can go with Cypress. There are many more in market. Okay, but you will be able to automate the Tosca. Using Tosca, you will be able to automate the web UI part. Then we have a API. For API, we have to go with REST assured. You can use Postman, Karate framework, and all those are available. You can opt for that. Using Tosca, you will be able to automate the API. Okay, then we have a database. So for database, you have to go with ODBC connections with Java, and then you will be able to automate. Okay, in Tosca, we will be able to automate using this particular. Then we have Excel. So if we have the data in Excel, then we have to use Apache POI in open source to extract the data. In case of Tosca, we will be able to automate this. Then we have a mail. So if you are having a specific mail, you are getting OTP or something like that, and you want to read the mail, so you can do it using Tosca. But in case of, you have to go with mail engine. Okay, and with Java, you should know the Java, and then only you will be able to automate. And apart from that, we have a SAP, we have a sales CRM application. Okay, so you can use Selenium or those, or for this one also, if you have a web base, you can use this. In case of Tosca, we will be able to automate these many things as well.
Will you also provide us access to SAP and Salesforce applications,
Yes,
right?
yes. So we are covering all those as well. We'll go through the content as well.
Okay.
Okay. So now you have to decide what you want to do. You want to learn these many languages, these many things to automate this particular app, or you want to opt for Tosca. So you will be able to automate all these things. There are many more using Tosca. Okay, so that's why company is preferring this particular tool, because you will be able to automate end-to-end scenarios. If you are having the data in UI, if you are having the data in database, API, so smoothly you will be able to transit your data from Tosca, and this will become very complex. If you are having a data in UI, then you want to transform it to a API, database, and all those, it will become very complex. Okay. So if you are opting for open source, then you have to learn these many things. And if you are just opting for the Tosca, you will be capable enough to automate all these things using Tosca. And the approaches will be same. Okay. Okay. Anything else? Anyone is having any doubt, any questions over here?
Mobile automation also can, right?
Yes. Yeah. While automation, we missed that. You have to go with the APM and using
Any difference for this desktop automation means any specific, like?
Yes, we're going to use for SAP, we're going to use desktop application.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
but desktop application will not be supported by Selenium. You have to go with UFT or some other tool. Okay. Okay. Anything else, anyone? Okay, so let's go to the curriculum. Yeah. So we're going to cover the different sections are there. Okay, these are the basic of automations. We'll cover all those, and then we're going to cover these particular sections: module section, test case design section, execution. These are different sections which are in our application. So I'm going to show you. Okay, so test case, module, all these are different sections. Okay, then we have engine. These are the T-box engine and all those. And then we have a identification. So like any page on the any web page you are having, so the components are a bit complex to identify. Okay, if you are having a normal page, static page, then it will going to work with properties. But if you are having any Angular page, or you are having like Amazon, Flipkart, all those are having a very dynamic page, and those properties of those components are getting frequently changed. So you won't be able to do it using a property. So we will see what are the different identification method we can use to capture those components. Okay, because with the every refresh of the page or reload of the page, or you are relogging the page, the component will going to get changed, the IDs are going to get changed. So that's why these are the different identification by which we can perform activity. Then we have action mode. So action mode, if you want to enter something, you will going to use input. If you are having, if you want to assert something, like you want to verify something, you will going to use verify. So we're going to see in these details. Okay, then we have a buffer operation. So if you want to capture certain data from the application, okay, like your you are successfully able to place the order. Now your order ID is getting generated. How you will going to capture those order ID? So we're going to capture those order ID using a buffer, and we're going to save it in some variable, so that in future, like you want to track those IDs and all those in the next application, in the APIs or in the database, you want to fire your query and validate those data. So you can save those data using the buffer operation. So that we will going to see in details. Then we have a test case configuration parameter. Like you want to execute your test cases in different browser, you want to do a cross browser testing. So you can use this configuration to execute in Chrome, Edge, Firefox, in whichever your client want to execute your test cases. Okay, so you can add different browser settings. You can add uh, uh, wait details and all those. If you want to wait for certain duration, all those you can add it over there. Okay, if you are having a specific URL, that URL needs to be updated. Like your developer is telling that, okay, I want to update the URL. Now the new URL is this one. You have to use it in your application. Then using the test case configuration, you can configure all your test cases in one shot. Okay, then we have a configuration, all those are there. Then we have a wait. These are the Windows operation, maximize, minimize, all those we're going to see. Scrolling behavior, screenshot, you can take the screenshot of a single page, or you can create the docu snapper. What is docu snapper? So it will going to generate the document for you with a screenshot and all the details whatever you are performing. It can be a click, or your assertion you are performing, or you are entering the data, you are selecting any values, all those will be added in the docu snapper, and you can attach it in your test cases. You can take a screenshot on failure. So when there will be a failure, automatically the screenshot will be captured. And then we have execution recording as well. So you can record your test cases. So it will going to create a video for your execution, and it will be saved in your system. Okay, then these are the dynamic expressions. So we're going to use different, like I want the date in future, I want the date in past, I want to perform addition, subtraction of the test cases, I want to change the format of my date. All those you can perform using the dynamic expression. So random number generation, all those we're going to see in details. Okay, then we have a recovery scenarios. If your test cases are getting failed, how to recover that? Okay, So we're going to see that. Then we have a looping concept. So if you are having a condition and all those, you can handle using a while, do while, repetition and all those. Then we have arithmetic operations. So if you are having a basic calculation like plus, minus, addition, number and all those, you can do it using a math function. Then we have a calc function. So if you are having a Excel formula, you want to evaluate certain expression with the Excel formula. So whatever we are having in the Excel like substitute and all those, there are multiple functions. So you can handle through calc function. Okay, it will be used, this T-box evaluation will be used to do the comparison. Then we have a table. So we are having a web table. On those table you are having a static data, or after refresh the dynamic data we are having. So you can automate all those, or you can validate all those detail over here. Okay, then we have a embedded control. So in embedded control you are having a checkbox, or you are having a radio button, all those you can handle it over here. Then we have a Excel operation. So if you are having a data in Excel, you will be able to read the data from Excel, write the data, all those you can perform. And then we have a database. So we're going to do the installation on our system, and we're going to establish the connection with Tosca, and then we will going to hit the query from Tosca, and then we'll do the validations. After covering all those things, now we have to start with the framework designing part. So for framework designing part will come, will have a reusable test block, test case design. We're going to see in details. You will going to work on live projects, okay, and 2 to 3 projects will be there, and you have to complete those projects by the end of the session. Then we have a test data services. Now there is a certain requirement. Okay, now you have to execute your test cases with the client provided data. Now the data is getting refreshed on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis. So how you will going to handle that? So in that case, you will going to use the test data services. So test data services will it's a kind of a API kind of thing. Over there you have to just upload your data, and the data will be pulled from there. Okay. Then we have a API testing. So if you are not aware of API testing, we're going to use the manual testing first. We'll see how the API test using manual approach, using a postman tool, and whatever the different methods, all those get, post, pull, all those we're going to cover. And then we'll start with the automation part using Tosca. Okay. Then we have a Salesforce CRM application, ERP application, SAP, all those will be automated using these approaches. Okay. How to handle, there will be date picker. Uh, Salesforce is bit tricky and not as straightforward. Okay, so you have to use your whatever you will going to cover in the basic approach. The same thing will be applied over here. You have to use your brain to automate this Salesforce. It is not a straightforward application. Okay, but in case of SAP, the fields are static. There won't be much issue. Okay. Then we have a TC shell scripting. So without opening this particular application Tosca, using the command prompt, you will be able to execute your test cases, or you will be able to perform all the remaining activities. Okay. Then we have a mobile testing. So we're going to configure the mobile agent and all those using Android Studio. And then we're going to do the automation using our mobile. Okay. Then we have a mail as well. So if you want to send the mail, you want to receive the mail, you want to validate certain data in the
for
mail,
which we are paying them.
all those you will be able
Okay.
to perform it over here. Okay, these are the miscellaneous things. So we will see the deck setup and all those Jenkins integration, all those integration we're going to see. Okay, and these are the 5 mandatory certifications you have to cover after the course gets completed. Okay, so we are expecting to cover this around in 30 hours. If you are having more difficulties, more challenges, so we will going to extend. There is no particular time restrictions in there. Okay. Now, anybody is having any doubt, any questions, you can feel free to ask.
Um, for SAP, which module will we be using for
We're
this?
going to use cell.
SD.
Yes.
Okay. Will you show us a end-to-end scenario?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, anyone?
Um, Suppose if you miss a class, what we should do then?
We will going to record the session. The recording will be with
Record
you.
the session.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lifetime. Okay. You can go through the recordings and you can perform all those activities. If you face any issues, so the WhatsApp group will be there. You can post your queries over there, and looking at the screenshot and all those error, if we are able to resolve those, we're going to reply it over there, or else next day we're going to take your queries and then we'll start with the session.
The timings of the batch will be the same timings, right? 9 to 10?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And it will be completed maximum by 2 months.
Yes.
Android
Okay.
hybrid.
So will you
Most
also
probably
show
one
us
and a half months
PDF
it will take.
scanning,
Sorry.
PDF validation, scanning and validation?
Yes. So we're going to cover the PDF compare as well.
Okay, it's
If you are
understood.
having a two PDF, like one template is there, one contract is there, you want to validate those, you will be able to do that.
Okay.
You'll be giving the notes in any PDF format, or we should.
We have a manual, so we're going to provide you with the
Okay.
manual. Okay.
Uh,
So whatever topics we're going to cover, according to that, we're going to share the details. Okay. Not the whole manual, so that you won't get confused.
do you also take us through any AI tools?
They have implemented GitHub Microsoft Copilot in Tosca, but it is not much useful. Okay. If time permits, we're going to see that as well. But it will be used to just do the queries and all those.
So in this course, there is nothing about AI, right?
Yes.
Will Fiori testing and GUI testing will be taken care here?
Sorry, can you please come again?
Will SAP Fiori testing and GUI testing?
No, we will not going to cover that. Okay, but if you are covering the web-based part, you will be capable enough to automate that Fiori part as well. Okay, so we're going
Okay.
to
Any
take the
SAP specific
SAP
module?
sales one. We're going to see SD.
Can you please repeat again?
Sales part we're going to cover.
Okay.
Okay, the main thing will be integration. How you're going to integrate your SAP with your system, and then that will be a normal flow. We're going to see all these things like how to do the login and all those toolbar handle all those component. Okay, and then we'll automate all those scenarios.
For how long will we have this access to SAP?
So SAP, I think it will be a free trial of 60 days. Okay,
Sorry,
yeah, free trial of 60 days will be there.
free trial for 60 days.
Yeah. Okay, we'll let you know how to do the enrollment and all those.
Yeah.
Anything else? So tomorrow we're going to have a application demo. Okay, I don't think we have a sufficient time. So today we're going to show you how to start with the automation. So we're going to take some application and try to automate. Okay, it won't take more than 10 minutes to automate that. So we'll see how easy to do the automation using Tosca. Okay, anybody is having any doubt, any questions?
Hi.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Will there be any weekend batches?
No, there won't be any weekend badges.
So daily batches only.
Yes, on weekdays only we'll go to cover all those.
So 9 to 10 p.m. Monday to Friday we have every day, right?
Yes,
Class. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Any more questions, anyone? And we are expecting you to like in this batch only we are trying to start with the half an hour of courses. Like after 1 hour, we're going to have a half an hour of session so that whatever queries, whatever challenges you are facing, so you can have the practice. Okay. And then you can go ahead so that it will going to give you feel of offline session as well, offline classes. Okay. So whatever challenges you will going to face, we will try to resolve it in half an hour so that you don't have to wait for the next day to resolve all your issues. Okay. So if you want to join that, or you can leave those part. If you are capable enough that okay, I will be able to do all those, I don't need any assistance, you can skip that part. Okay, so the session will be of 1.5 an hour. Okay, anything else, anyone? Anybody is having any doubt, any questions? So we are adding this half an hour so that people usually in early stages they are facing so many issues and they are not able to get all those things. So if you want, we can have this half an hour session. Okay.
So when we will get the license to install? It is initial days or it will take some days to install the.
On first day you will going to get all those installation and all. Once you do the enrollment, you will going to get the Gmail drive link, and from there you can download all those software. And on first day, I will help you to do the installation on your system, and then we'll going to
Mhm.
proceed further.
How we can enroll? It will give in.
You can reach out to Lakshmi. Okay, Isha Institute. So they have already provided the details in the WhatsApp group. You can go through that. Okay. Anything else? Anyone? Any more queries? Any doubt? So this is the best time you can upskill yourself using this particular tool. So and there is a huge demand in market because it can automate n number of applications. Okay, if you are simply rely on one of the tool like Selenium or Rest Assured, then it will not going to add any weightage to your resume. Any specific company is having any specific requirement, then only they will going to give you the call. But in case of this, you can automate n number of applications, so they will going to give you the preference to Tosca. And there are many MNCs which are using this particular tool. It is Infosys, then we have a Wipro, TCS. They're having a huge project of Tosca. The main thing about this particular tool is those who are having a security concerns, they are opting for this because they can't rely on the open source tools, because their data is very sensitive and critical. They don't want to expose those details to the outside world. As you have already seen that Log4j vulnerability, which is impacting many companies because of that. So, and this tool is will be on the controlled environment, and it will be controlled by your organization. Within the organization, it will be controlled, and all those setups will be handled by Tricentis people itself. So this tool is very secure and very restricted to the users. Okay. Anything else, anyone? If we don't have anything, so I think we are good to close this call. So tomorrow we're going to have the demo on the applications. We'll see how the application will going to work. Okay, and then we will continue with the demo. So if you want to enroll, the details are already in the WhatsApp group. You can enroll, and please join the tomorrow session for the demo. Okay.
Yep.
Okay then. Yeah. Thank you for your time. Have a good day. Good night.
Thank you, Amir.
Thank you.